Hello friends, I am Rohit Sahni and you are watching my YouTube channel Rohit Sahni News. Topic of today's video is USA backstab India held Pakistan backstage. Friends, as a result of the gruesome terrorist attack on innocent Indian Hindu citizens in Pahalgan in Jammu and Kashmir, our braveheart Indian armed forces launched Operation Sindoor against Pakistani terrorists and Pakistan's terrorist infrastructure. In a 90 hours fierce war, our braveheart Indian armed forces killed Pakistani terrorists like dogs, destroyed Pakistan's terrorist infrastructure, and also caused a great deal of damage to the infrastructure of Pakistan armed forces too, and also killed Pakistan armed forces personnel and brought Pakistan to its knees. India was on the verge of victory, and not only this time we were going to get back POK and Gilgit Baltistan, but we would also get Karachi port and Gwadar port this time. Then all of a sudden a ceasefire was announced. Initially it came to light that India had to agree to the ceasefire at the behest of America. Donald Trump helped Pakistan and put pressure on India because of his children. It is another matter. Modi ji busted Donald Trump's fabricated and fictitious story of truce between India and Pakistan, and Donald Trump had to retract his statement. I believe that these are very small reasons. In reality, we need to understand the diplomatic and strategic relations between America and Pakistan. So let's go deeper into the relations between America and Pakistan. Let's dig deep. Let's start the video. Pakistan and the United States of America have a complex relationship that has oscillated between close cooperation and significant tensions over the past 7 decades. While Pakistan has been described as a strategic and diplomatic ally at various points, the relationship is not consistently characterized as a full alliance due to periods of mistrust, divergent interests, and shifting geopolitical priorities. Now, I outline the nature of their relationship and the key strategic and diplomatic agreements signed between the two nations, drawing on the available information and critically assessing the dynamics. Now, a question arises. Is Pakistan a strategic and diplomatic ally of the USA? Pakistan has been a strategic partner of the United States of America at various points, particularly during the Cold War and the post 9/11 war on terror. But the relationship is often transactional and shaped by strategic mutual interests rather than a broad, enduring alliance. Key points include: first, historical context. The USA-Pakistan relationship began shortly after Pakistan's formation in 1947, with diplomatic relations established on August 15, 1947. Pakistan was seen as a strategic counterweight to Soviet influence during the Cold War and later as a key partner in counter-terrorism efforts, particularly in Afghanistan. Pakistan was designated a major non-NATO ally (MNNA) in 2004, reflecting its strategic importance, particularly for USA operations in Afghanistan. Second, Cold war alignment. Pakistan aligned with the USA against communism, particularly after Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan's 1950 visit to the USA, which marked the beginning of formal ties. This alignment was driven by Pakistan's need for security against India and the USA's interest in containing Soviet expansion. Third, post 9/11 cooperation. After the September 11, 2001 attacks, Pakistan became a frontline ally in the USA-led war on terror, providing logistical support, intelligence, and access to its territory for operations in Afghanistan. However, this cooperation was often marked by mutual distrust, with the USA accusing Pakistan of not doing enough to curb terrorist networks like the Taliban, and Pakistan alleging the USA disregard for its sovereignty. Fourth, recent strains. The USA withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021 marked a turning point, reducing Pakistan's strategic significance to the USA as the focus shifted to great power competition with China. Pakistan's close ties with China, particularly through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) and its perceived support for the Taliban, have strained relations. The USA suspended security assistance in 2018, citing Pakistan's failure to decisively act against militant groups. Fifth, current dynamics. The relationship is now described as a two-track equilibrium with limited high-level engagement but continued agency-level cooperation, particularly in counterterrorism. For instance, a 2024 joint statement from a USA-Pakistan counterterrorism dialogue highlighted cooperation against groups like Tehreek-e-Taliban, Pakistan (TTP), and ISIS Khorasan. However, political tensions such as allegations of USA involvement in the 2022 ouster of Imran Khan, denied by the USA, and Pakistan's economic reliance on China have cooled diplomatic ties. Sixth, critical assessment. The USA-Pakistan relationship is better characterized as a partnership of convenience rather than a deep strategic or diplomatic alliance. Pakistan's strategic location, nuclear capabilities, and influence in Afghanistan make it relevant to USA's interest, but mistrust Pakistan's rivalry with India, a key US partner, and its alignment with China limit the depth of the alliance. Pakistan's designation as a major non-NATO ally (MNNA) provides access to certain military benefits but does not equate to a formal alliance like NATO membership. Now let's discuss which strategic and diplomatic agreements signed between the USA and Pakistan. Several agreements have shaped the strategic and diplomatic relationship between the USA and Pakistan, primarily focused on security, economic cooperation, and science and technology. Here is a list of key agreements based on available information. First, Mutual Defense Assistance Agreement 1954. Details of the agreement is signed in May 1954. This agreement formalized military cooperation between the USA and Pakistan, allowing Pakistan to receive military aid, equipment, and training. It permitted Pakistani military officers to train in USA Military Assistance Advisory Group (MAAG) in Rawalpindi. The agreement was part of Pakistan's alignment with the USA against Soviet influence during the Cold War. Significance of this agreement is this agreement marked Pakistan's entry into the USA-led security architecture in Asia, positioning it as a key ally against communism. It also provided with military support to counterbalance India. Second, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization SEATO membership 1954. Details of SEATO is Pakistan joined SEATO in 1954 alongside the USA, Britain, France, Thailand, the Philippines, Australia, and New Zealand. SEATO was a collective defense pact aimed at countering communist expansion in Southeast Asia. Significance: Pakistan's participation in SEATO strengthened its strategic alignment with the USA, though it drew criticism from India for bringing the Cold War to the subcontinent. Third, Baghdad Pact. Central Treaty Organization CENTO membership 1955. Details of CENTO is Pakistan joined the Baghdad Pact, later renamed CENTO, in 1955 alongside Britain, Turkey, Iran, and Iraq. The USA was closely associated with CENTO but not a formal member. The pact aimed to counter Soviet influence in Middle East and South Asia. Significance of this agreement is Pakistan's membership in CENTO reinforced its role as a USA ally in the region, particularly due to its strategic location near the Soviet Union and China. Fourth is Bilateral Agreement of Cooperation 1959. Details of this agreement is signed in 1959. This agreement between the USA, Pakistan, Turkey, and Iran further reinforced the defensive purposes of CENTO. It committed the USA to assist Pakistan in case of aggression, though the USA clarified it would not apply against India following Indian objections. Significance of this agreement is this agreement solidifies Pakistan's status as America's most allied ally in Asia at the time, enhancing its security ties with the USA. Fifth is Science and Technology Cooperation Agreement 2003. Details of this agreement is signed in 2003. This agreement facilitated cooperation in science, technology, engineering, and education. It led to the USA-Pakistan Science and Technology Cooperation Program, which jointly funded nearly 34 million US dollars in collective research projects by 2015. A memorandum of understanding for a new phase of this program was planned in 2015. Significance of this agreement is this agreement broadened the bilateral relationship beyond security, fostering collaboration in education and innovation. Sixth agreement, enhanced partnership with Pakistan Act, carried Lugar-Berman 2009. Details of this agreement is enacted in 2009. This USA legislation committed 5 billion US dollars in civilian assistance to Pakistan and over 1 billion in emergency humanitarian relief between 2009 and 2015. It aimed to support economic development, education, and governance. Significance of this act is the act sought to strengthen non-security aspect of the relationship through its implementation phase, though its implementation faced challenges due to mutual distrust and bureaucratic hurdles. Seventh agreement, Trade and Investment Framework Agreement, TIFA, TIFI. Details are signed to promote trade and investment. TIFA facilitates business to business delegations and technical assistance to enhance USA Pakistan commercial partnership. The exact signing date is not specified in the sources, but it has been active in recent decades or time. Significance: TIFA underscores the USA as Pakistan's largest exporter market, worth 8.33 billion in 2022 and a key source of foreign direct investment, 118.4 million US dollars in 2022, aiming to deepen economic ties. Eighth agreement, Security Pact 2005, reaffirmed 2023. Details of the agreement are a 15 years agreement signed in 2005 was quietly reaffirmed by Pakistan's Federal Cabinet in 2023. While specific details are limited, it reportedly facilitates military potential procurement of USA military hardware. Significance: this fact indicates continued, albeit cautious military engagement despite strained relations. It was controversial in Pakistan due to perceptions of USA interference and the country's growing reliance on China for military support. Ninth agreement, Pakistan USA Security, Strategic Stability and Non-Proliferation SSNP Working Group 2012. Details: established in 2012, this working group, co-chaired by USA and Pakistani officials, focuses on nuclear security, non-proliferation and strategic stability. It emerged from earlier dialogues in 1998 on issues like comprehensive test ban treaty (CTBT) and nuclear restraint. Significance: the group reflects USA concern about Pakistan's nuclear arsenal and aims to ensure stability, particularly given Pakistan's development of tactical nuclear weapons. Now we should discuss additional details. First, economic and humanitarian cooperation. Beyond formal agreements, the USA has supported Pakistan through economic aid, such as assistance for the Green Revolution in 1960s and the flood relief in 2022. The USA provided over 77 million COVID-19 vaccine doses, including 60 million pediatric vaccines, highlighting health cooperation. Second, challenges and mistrust. Many agreements, particularly security related ones, are being contentious. For example, the USA suspended military aid in 1990 under the Pressler Amendment due to Pakistan's nuclear program, and again in 2018 over counter-terrorism concerns. Pakistan's strategic shift towards China, especially after the USA withdrawal from Afghanistan, has further complicated the relationship. Third, recent developments. A February 2025 visit by a USA delegation led by a close ally of President Trump signaled potential economic investment to rebuild ties, though experts caution that Pakistan must balance its relations with the USA and China carefully. This visit reportedly led to several agreements, though specific details were not provided in the sources. Conclusion. I would like to conclude now. Pakistan has been a strategic and diplomatic partner of the USA at various points, particularly during the Cold War and the War on Terror, but the relationship is not a consistent or comprehensive alliance due to mutual distrust, Pakistan's ties with China, and its rivalry with India. Key agreements like the 1954 Mutual Defense Assistance Agreement, CETO, and CENTO memberships, the 2003 Science and Technology Cooperation Agreement, and the 2009 Kerry-Lugar-Burman Act have shaped cooperation primarily in security, economic development, and science. However, these agreements often reflect transactional interests rather than a deep strategic alignment. The 2003 reaffirmation of a 2005 Security Pact and ongoing counterterrorism dialogue suggest continued engagement, but the relationship remained constrained by geopolitical shifts and internal challenges in Pakistan. Friends, by now you must have understood what the strategic and diplomatic relations between the USA and Pakistan are. Now, friends, here we also need to understand some key foreign policies of USA that are relevant to India. Key foreign policies of the USA are divide and rule, exploit conflicts for its interest and profit from conflicts, use and throw or abandon or destroy. The dispute between India and Pakistan is illegal occupation of Indian territory, that is POK and Gilgit-Baltistan by Pakistan, and cross-border terrorism from Pakistan in India by Pakistan's homegrown terrorists. The solution of India-Pakistan conflict is that Pakistan vacates POK and Gilgit-Baltistan and hand over it to India, hand over the designated terrorists to India, and dismantle the terror infrastructure of Pakistan. The USA will not let this happen because truce or solution of two conflict is not in the USA's interest. War, conflict, dispute are in the interest of USA. Hence, to safeguard its interests, the USA will keep the pot boiling. On one hand, the USA will call India as major strategic and diplomatic partner and will assure India that the USA is with India in India's fight against terrorism. On the other hand, backstage will aid Pakistan Army and ISI, and also aid and nurture the terror sanctuary of Pakistan. I would like to remind you that the USA helped, aided, funded Pakistan to build the terrorist sanctuary in Pakistan during Cold War to fight against Soviet Union. You should know that Pakistan is America's dog, through whose hands America gets all its dirty work done, that is sins. Pakistan can commit any heinous sins for money. The USA is using Pakistan to counterbalance India too. Friends, I hope that I have tried my level best to explain why the USA backstabbed India and why the USA helped Pakistan backstage. Where are its roots? Was I successful in explaining? What is your opinion? How did you like my video? Please tell me by commenting. If you like my video, then do subscribe to my channel. Do press the bell icon so that you get the notification every time I upload a new video. Like the video and share my video. Thanks to you.